Hello, I'm Jane, creator of Matilda and Josephine, who are floating around your screen right now. I'm also creator of the House of Matilda and Josephine, and the facade of this house was actually made by my dad when my sister and I were really little. But for the last few years, I have been creating miniature gardens for the front of the house and just creating little things like this little gate and stuff like that. My latest video was actually this stained glass window, but what I'm struggling with is planning my projects and actually preparing things in advance. And I have a tendency to come up with an idea and I already want the idea finished before I've started because I'm very impatient. So I'm learning now to actually take the steps to make better projects. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm part of a collaboration. I'm invited by Aishu of Aishu's Crafty Kids Club. So the theme of this collaboration is Valentine's Day. My plan is to do a stained glass window for Matilda and Josephine's house in the middle window and have a heart just like this one here. This is something that I sketched yesterday. I'm trying different designs. This is not going to be the final design, but I'm using this as a practice. So one thing that I am trying to do is learn to practice doing the same thing over and over again until I get it as perfect as I can get it. I got some leftover plastic from my last project, so I am going to have a go at doing this and I'm going to practice it. This is something that I am just not good at. I have a tendency, like I said, to want to get the project done really quickly, and so therefore I don't do it as well as I could. Whereas this one, I really want it to look good. So I'm going to start by just drawing around the heart, and I'm going to make this as simple as possible. It's going to be practice. One of my problems I have is I don't know where my small pliers are. I have some jewelry pliers. In fact, I have 2 sets of them and I can't find them anywhere, and they will be so much more helpful for this project. So, all right. There we go. I thought I'd just pop in right in this moment because I just realised whilst I was editing the video that I'm not actually putting this in properly. So when I put it in, I slot it all the way down and then push it up. And so it's quite close to that plastic edge. Actually, what you're supposed to do is put it on that little knob, because I was just putting another blade in to do something else. And then I realised, and so there we are. I actually have so much more space between the plastic now. I can even tell now that I've got so much more control over the blade just because it's that much higher off the work surface. So next time I have a go at this, I will remember how to put the blade in properly. Okay, so I'm just going to use the heart of this. And, whoa. And really carefully score. So I tried one of the shapes yesterday and I kept doing that actually where the knife slipped. So I've really got to try not to do that. I think one of the reasons why is because I'm leaning on this edge on there and I can feel it slipping underneath. So I've got to keep it, that's quite difficult actually, I've got to keep it at an angle. So these are all the things that I'm going to be learning as I go. And one thing is, and I know it's not going to be, well, at the moment, it's not going to be a perfect curve, and I'm okay with that. But what I really want to do is just get into the habit of taking my time with projects so that I actually make them to the standard that I want them, not just as a quick piece of something. So that, yeah. So I'm going to have to do probably about 3 or more of those. I have done a fair few scoring lines in here, so I'm just going to see if it is ready to break. So there we go, we've got one edge. I'm just doing the straighter edges first, but this is why I need the pliers, because then I can have something I can hold either the heart or the other bit, because it's not difficult, but it's not easy either. I think maybe a few more scoring lines might help, but definitely having pliers will help, because this is a problem. I've got this bit in the middle, so no matter what I do, no matter how many times I score, without some pliers, that is not going to come out. The other thing that I did, and I did this the night before, was to get some of the colours ready to have a go on here So I'm going to cut these out, but I can't really do those until I found the pliers. But what I will do is I am actually going to just see how this works. I'm going to do it on a colour that I quite like that colour. I tried different colours to see what would be best. And that's the other thing as well, is just constantly trying different things to see how they work before I do the final image. So I'm just going to cut this out, and when I was getting the scissors, I'm just using nail scissors. They're a little bit more precise. I don't know what I mean. I shouldn't be cutting through the plastic. I need to peel it off first because I want to reuse this plastic. There we go. Yeah, I was just having a thought when I went to get the scissors that I could try using some fine sandpaper to. That doesn't help, does it? I've just wiped the pen off. So I can just about see it. But all these things I'm learning now, because if I wasn't doing this planning and preparation stuff, I would end up doing this in the final video because I am so impatient. So I'm just going to get a little bit of this fine sandpaper and see if it will actually do anything. Because I'm sure I saw somewhere. If you want the edges to be a bit better, you can just sand it down. So I don't know. Actually, that is not bad. So will it get rid of this bit? Certainly I still want to find the pliers because I still have to get rid of that bit. And even though this is actually doing really well, I'm not sure it's really going to be effective. Yeah, so that's actually worked quite well. So there's a bit up there. So look at that. So lessons learned. Again, if I was just making a video straight from the idea and gone, okay, I'm going to put these bits together, I would not have learned that. So that is something. And this is where my impatience comes in. I just want to get things done and get the final project made. So there we go. Apart from that middle bit, which I could do that. I mean, I could spend some time doing that, but it's a waste of time. So apart from that middle bit, yeah, it's actually pretty good. Dust off the thing here. And aside from it not being the best fit, because I didn't really cut it out properly, and I need to make sure it's on the right size, because you want the shiny side that was on the plastic sticking to the surface. And there. And then if we just look at the sketch, look at that. It's a kind of mismatched, kind of a rough heart. That looks good. I am happy with that. Honestly, I'm happy with that. And as I say, I am going to draw this differently. This isn't necessarily going to be the final thing. This is the practice piece. But the more I think about how I really, really need to spend time doing my work rather than just rushing in and whatever. Yeah. What have I learned from this experience? So my plan was to get better at starting projects earlier. As soon as I find out when a project is, I want to start working on that project. So that is rule number one. Secondly, I want to really practice with new materials and make sure that I'm using them properly, like this lovely knife. So next time I will insert the blade properly. I did, in fact, also I looked back on my old video and I didn't insert it properly there either. And just learning how to use the materials and getting better at doing more sketching and coming up with more ideas so that I come up with something that I'm so proud of, and I haven't just done it really, really quickly, which is what I normally do. I leave things to the last minute. So every single day now, I'm going to try and do things to change my bad habits. So I'm going to be back again to have another go at doing some more things for this Valentine's project over the next week or so. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.